Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your monthly reading for November. We are going to do your general, love, and spirit message to tie everything together. Links will be in the description box below for timestamps, so you can go there whenever you want or if you want to come back. So, Taurus, let's see what we have for you in November. Page of Wands in reverse. Ugh. Okay. November, you're realizing that a new route that you took, a new way you tried to do things, you were motivated to do something, okay? And you tried to do it that way, it's not working. If anything, it's kind of disorganized. It's like you need a new plan, okay? But you kind of have to tell. It's weird because it's like you have to have the realization that it's not working. If you let pride get in the way, I'm feeling you're just going to try to be defensive about it. Choices, yeah, feeling blocked. See, the situation isn't working. Yeah, that's it. And shine bright like a candle. You'll make it through this. Yeah, you got to see the light. Okay. You have to see the light. You have to see the truth. You have to see what's going on to get through this blockage. Otherwise, you're just going to stay here. Okay. I mean, that's pretty simple and straightforward, Taurus. So let's see what we got for you. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles. I see where this is going already. Seven of Pentacles. I think it's in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Temperance in reverse. Queen of Cups. Three of Swords. Five of Wands. Ace of Wands. A song just came into my head. Please, Lord, don't let me be misunderstood. Who sings that? Six of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse. I found it, Taurus. It's Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood by Nina Simone. Those lyrics, that song is for you. And it's I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Okay. Your focus is stability. Okay. Your focus is moving things forward. Your focus is being in control. All those things that Tauruses love. Okay. You've been investing in making that happen. I feel like you've tried different things this time or last month, October being the time that you do it. You're starting to see that it's counterproductive, meaning it's just not getting you where you want to. The thing is, you have the choice to keep going in this direction or to not. That's where you are. Okay. The thing is, you're a very dedicated individual and you stick with what you believe in, and sometimes that can make you stubborn. So that's why the energy, like I said when I started, it's really up to like ego. It's really up to like if you're willing to admit defeat. You can do it quietly if you want to, but it's really about you facing that with yourself. So your intentions are good. You have care behind what it is you're doing, whether for work, whether for loved ones, whether for others, whether for career. You know, I feel like the intentions are good. But it's leading you to a place of having friends disown you, having people separate themselves from you, having your goals not being achievable, like it's causing more problems than benefits. And if you stay here too long, is the warning, it won't be good. Like it won't get you where you want to go. It's not beneficial to you. So definitely by the end of this month, Taurus, this is heavy. Definitely by the end of this month, you'll decide that your inspiration is to pay attention to the reaction of what you choose. So let's say you choose to buckle down at work, right? If it's not leading you towards a promotion, if it's not beneficial, if other people are telling you like this isn't working, you're deciding to listen instead of trying to force everyone else to do, like what, because you know better, This one's a tough one because it's like you're paying attention to the outcomes of things. By the end of this month, you're deciding to not be bullheaded, and to pay attention to how it's affecting others or what you can do differently. It's like other people are starting to see that you're, I lightly say abusing your power. But it doesn't feel aggressive or abusive. It just feels like you need to pay attention to how your actions or how your decisions are affecting those around you, even though your intentions are good. Okay. So let's see. High Priestess and the Hierophant. Taurus, you're a stickler for the rules. You're like, this is how things are supposed to be. It's like you're choosing between the two. You're choosing between the two, and it's going to come to you that there is a difference between the two, right? There's a difference between rules, regulations, and then emotions. But you don't like the word emotions. It's more like compassion. So, like compassion and understanding of things that are not like logical or put on paper. Okay? The mystery of it all. So, you're having a kind of internal conflict about the two things. You tend to fall more in the habit of things that you can prove. But as I said, something feels off. It feels like dictatorship, over control, I'm right, you're wrong type of thing. And you're seeing that you need to let something go. Like it's not healthy. It's not it's like putting fuel to the fire instead of helping. It's hard to explain. Ten of Wands, the Lovers, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Ten of Swords. Okay. Let's start here first. I feel like there's a lot of stuff in the middle of the month. So you've made it your sole responsibility to make things work, to make things the best that it can be. So, it's like you're like, I'm going to put this in my hands. I'm going to fix it. And then that's going to be it. And then we can move on. Right. So like I said, the intentions are very good. I do feel that. The problem is it's not, you didn't read the room. Okay. You didn't read the room. You're just doing it the way that you feel is the right way to do it. And it's not going to work. So what they're showing me is like, let's say there's a blueprint of something in a factory, like a machine. And you're thinking, oh, the wheel doesn't work, so let's just attach this rubber band to here, and logically it'll just work that way, right? But there's a person that's employed to turn that wheel every hour. Without knowing it, you put that person out of work. Okay? Which in turn puts somebody else out of work, which in turn puts somebody else out of work. But in your mind, you're like, this is more efficient. But it's not, because then someone else has to keep putting the rubber band back on after it breaks. So it's one of those things where the intentions were good, but this other person is thinking like, they put me out of a job. I hate them, you know? You put these people out of a job and now there's a protest and I'm seeing all this. That's what it feels like to me. So it's like, yeah, it's more efficient. Yeah, it makes more sense. But you created more of a problem by doing that. So it's like you didn't read the room. You didn't investigate deep enough. You just thought about what will be better at that time in your mind, you know, in your perspective. So we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Tower in reverse, and the Three of Pentacles. This month, you're going to learn the importance of working with others and camaraderie within the workplace, within the home, within friend groups. Because you're going to see that you're stuck. This is like, it's going to be harder for you to do your job. It's going to be harder for you. You know, it's kind of like you broke the camaraderie. So no one thinks that you have feelings or that you care because you didn't think beyond what you wanted to do at that moment. It didn't produce the results that you thought it would or that you wanted it to. So it's like you tried your best to avoid disaster. But really what you did was you avoided the fact that, you know, like you needed to discuss things with others or communicate with others. Like you needed to dig deeper, but it was easier for you to do it a different way. And you felt like it was more efficient. So that's why you did it that way. So now you're understanding the importance of relationships about camaraderie because you accidentally broke down that camaraderie or that relationship. Oof, that's very specific, Taurus. Very specific. Let me see what else. Yeah. This month, you're definitely going to see something that you were missing. It's like the emotional element, the intuitive element, the mystery element that the high priestess brings. The thing that you know, but you feel like it isn't really important because it's not fact, you know. That element you're going to see really matters. Friendship matters, care, compassion, connection, spirit. Those things matter. The little in between, you know, it's not just black and white. You can choose to fight it or not, but I feel like the whole point is sometimes you have to just accept what is. You know, you want it to make sense. You want it to be easy, but everything isn't that easy. Everything isn't black and white. It's just a realization of that. Let me tell you something. These eclipses coming in, whew, bringing in some readings. I don't even know. All right, Taurus. Let's get into your love life, okay? All right, Taurus. Let's talk about your love life in November. Seven of Wands in reverse. You need to be vulnerable this month when it comes to your partner. I feel like you're really adamant about proving a point or showing somebody how they're wrong, so much that you're forgetting about compassion. It's like you're trying to push a point across, but you're just looking defensive or mean or not willing to compromise, which is a problem in relationships. Getting to know each other. And soulmate in reverse. You need to realize that this person that you're dealing with is on your side, but they definitely have their own way of dealing with things. And also that soulmates bring challenges. They bring moments where we learn more about ourselves or we expand our sense of consciousness and understanding about compromise, communication, and dealing with others, because sometimes we get stuck in ruts, So I feel like this is a time where instead of shutting down or feeling defensive, you need to open up. Okay. There's something that you need to see that you're not seeing because it may have been different in the past. But it's almost like a transition or more that needs to be discussed. And you have to be open and almost vulnerable to do that with your partner at this time. Okay. Okay, Taurus. Okay. Two of Wands. Page of Cups. Death. Temperance in reverse. Yeah. Six of Swords. Six of Cups. The Lovers in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Cups. That scared me. And the Nine of Cups in reverse. All right. More deep ones, huh? Okay. So I'm actually going to start with the Lover's card here in reverse as your current energy. This is a realization that you are in a commitment, or you may have chosen to commit to your partner, and it's not looking like that. Okay. It's looking like disharmony. It's looking like people are not seeing eye to eye. It's looking like disputes. It's looking like defensiveness. It's looking like, lack of vulnerability when there needs to be. That's what it looks like. And this is like needing to see it. It's like you need to see it. Instead of worrying about what will happen if you do, it's like you need to see it. Okay? You need to see the angst. You need to feel the angst. You need to feel the problem in order to get through this, Taurus. Yeah. This is feeling taken advantage of, feeling like in the past that you were doing way too much and not getting enough back, and feeling like you want to take back your power. Yeah. You're like, I'm going to take control. I have all this energy to fight through these obstacles and fight through disappointment and make the things the way that I wanted to. Very much that type of energy. I feel like it's been going on a little too long. Okay. Or it went down just a different route than it was supposed to. Because now in November, you have to make a decision on how you want to move forward. The problem is with the Page of Cups, you have to learn how to be vulnerable. You have to learn how to be compassionate, and you have to learn how to be understanding. You have to learn how to dig into your emotions, which I feel like is a problem in this, or to open up and be vulnerable is a problem. And that's what you need to move forward, because you want to make a decision for the best opportunity, but you're going to need to do that in order to make it happen. It's not just going to happen on its own. Yeah, it's not just going to happen on its own. It's not. Clearly, that's what that says. So then we have the Six of Swords. This is about moving forward. Um, It could be that there's distance between you and a person, so it's hard to communicate. It could be that there's just emotional distance, or both of you are seeing things on two different wavelengths or two different ways. It could be that one person is more emotional and the other person is more logical as well. And you can keep going in that direction. You can keep fixating on that, but it's not going to help bring things together. What's going to bring things together is camaraderie. And what's going to bring things together is compromise. And you saying, well, they have to compromise with me, or them saying they have to compromise with me, is not going to bring about compromise. It's just going to bring about more defensiveness. It's not lucrative to the point that either of you are trying to get across. So you both want to move away from that, but the Death card talks about in November there has to be an ending to this. Okay, it's in your spread, so I'm assuming that it's going to be you that puts an ending to it. It might be them. We'll get into it a little bit more. But things have to, this way of how things are going has to end in order for things to change. Yeah. Someone comes out of their head about what needs to be done and just give and surrenders. Because what's more important? A new beginning, a transition, a rebirth. That's more important. So what becomes confusing with the Seven of Cups is, how do I dive into these emotions? What do I do next? How do I handle it? Trying to figure out what the boundaries are. So if your partner is very emotional, you're like, when are they irrational? And when are they doing it right? I feel like you're just investigating emotions, what they mean, how you deal with them, what's next. Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you to understand each other's emotions, or for you to understand emotions and feelings, and what's logical and what isn't going to play in this game. So I see you having a really hard time dealing with your emotions as well as your partner's, but trying to be open to that. Okay? Your partner they need to refocus their emotions, and they need to refocus what it is that they're trying to get across. It's like they need to get redefined. I'm gonna be honest, some of your partners need some therapy. Not you. I think both of you could use couples therapy or therapy, but it's like they need to figure out how to deal with their emotions so it can come to one particular emotion. It's kind of like, oh, I'm angry. Oh, I'm gonna be furious, but they don't know why, and maybe it's just because they don't feel heard. It's to help them zoom in on what the actual problem is so they can express it correctly, because I feel like that's what the problem is, and it can be seen as passive aggressiveness. So then we have the Ten of Cups. You just want to be happy. You want emotional fulfillment in your relationship and with your partner. And what's interesting is when you tried to take control of that, when you tried to make that happen, it didn't work. It worked for a little while, but it didn't work for the bigger picture. Okay? So I feel like you understand that and you want for things to be different. So I do feel like in November, you're trying to put your ego aside as best you can because you're disheartened or lost at how things have progressed up until now. You had certain ideals of how relationships go or how this connection was going to go, and it didn't go that way. So you're putting your ego aside and you're learning how to kind of be with a person as they are and take it from there instead of what it should be like on paper or something, you know? Um, so yeah, you're putting your ego down, you're putting your logic down because when you chose to do that, it didn't give you the end game that you wanted. And there was too much miscommunication and too many obstacles. So that's what I see you doing, Taurus. Yeah, you're going to learn the best way to deal with fights, arguments, and differences instead of trying to overpower, over control, or like in a way where you're like, well, I'm right, just follow me, and everything will be great. Okay, so I feel like you're trying to overstep that. I do feel like for some people it's going to be really hard because that's all you had was your logic or you grew up using it. But in the relationship or in the way that things are shifting, that's not going to work, moving forward. It has to be more compromise and more understanding of what a partner is feeling or what they're trying to communicate to you. Okay? All right. So let's get into that spirit message and tie this all up. All right, Taurus, let's see what spirit message is for you. Passion, acceptance, and enlightenment. The message is there's no problem with you having a passion. There's no problem with you wanting to move things forward, but that's just true for you. So it's not true that everyone else is on the same wavelength as you. And sometimes it can feel like it's holding you back. But there's that need for like compromise. And there we go with acceptance of what is, People have their own ways of looking at things and their own ways of dealing with things and their own ways of accepting and not accepting. It just is what it is, right? So this is about really like loving people for who they are and not forcing them to view things the way that you do because you think it's right. And that's where the enlightenment comes in. So there's a way to achieve your goals without pushing others or being aggressive or doing it with compassion, and care and love and acceptance. Yeah, that's it. All right, Taurus. I love you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.